don't know.
I am
like-
shifting my eyes around the
There
room
is
like a
plenty of deep discussion. As I said, I'm mostly going to be just talking about just the exposition of dialogue, and also probably pacing. I have many issues with pacing.
All right.
I'm ready for the link,
Cool.
so I can shield myself.
Let me go over to my YouTube channel here.
Oh, look at that! There it is.
Yeah, sweet, we are live. Awesome.
Oh, okay, we
Nice,
are live.
Yeah.
First episode
Live and loaded,
of
as they can
officially.
see.
They can see your OBS. So you can
Live
see your Cindric
and
Armstrong.
loaded.
Yeah, so it's like. By the way, this is what we do with our lives when we're not on stream. We just look at YouTube poops.
Yes.
So
Game over,
yeah, cool. Here we are. First official episode of EPAT. This is
First
exciting.
official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that stand for?
Every pause a tangent.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
We need to live up to our name.
For all we know, it could stand for every pat a tick. I don't know.
Just think of us as an off-brand EFAP.
Indeed.
We are EFAP at home. That's what we are.
We are EFAP
We have
adjacent.
EFAP at home, son. EFAP at home.
EFAP at home.
EFAP at home.
Remember, you probably cannot show your Netflix tab on stream. More than likely.
Yeah, I won't.
Well,
I can show stills.
You can show stills. They can't. get
Yes,
you
that's
for
such a
stills.
dynamic. Whoa.
That's such a dynamic. Whoa! Did I hear that thunder in the background?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
That was-
Oh my gosh, that was thunder.
That freaked me out.
We got our. Oh, well,
If we
not
could hear
me.
It must have been loud for you.
I'm pretty chill.
All right, so we're breaking down. We're going to town. We're breaking down the first episode of Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender.
He ran.
It's titled Aang or Ong.
Is it right? Is it really a
Spoilers?
title just Aang?
Yes.
Yes, the title is
Yes,
Oh my
yes, that's
God.
the first episode. Aang.
Aang.
Just Aang.
It-
Angus.
Spoilers.
We should call it
It
Egg.
sucks.
Wait, sorry, I'm missing something. Shouldn't it be called Pilot?
No, there's nobody in an airplane.
So yeah.
I actually haven't noticed shows calling their first episodes pilot that much anymore.
Well,
Pilot
some do.
episode? Nah, man.
Maybe it's because it's not. I don't know. It's not TV, so they didn't have to They didn't have to make one episode to try to convince them. They probably just.
Yeah.
The first,
Yeah.
the first
That's-
episode of the
that's part
cartoon
true.
is called "The Boy in the Iceberg," and that's very appropriate
Mhm.
because no one knows who he is, and they don't want to, and we don't want to spoil everything.
Oh, yeah.
The title. I mean, you can take the title from this one is most likely just for meta purposes more than anything.
Oh.
That's it.
That leads into. I'm sorry for taking the reins a little bit.
No, you're good.
But
Go ahead.
It's sort of this whole show, I think, or maybe not the whole show, but this episode, I believe this episode represents the whole show.
Mhm.
So I'm taking that in good faith. Like I think they expect you to watch the cartoon beforehand.
Yeah, this
Because-
show's definitely.
Well,
Because
watching a cartoon
they-
isn't.
They
No.
expect you to know the meta, but also to treat it as its individuals.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, well,
show.
I can tell you one thing: understanding the meta does not help the case for this show. If anything, it makes it probably worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's
Yeah.
just
Absolutely.
like, whoa, why watch this when I could watch the better one?
yeah, because it's a cartoon. We're better than that. That's why.
I feel like if you have to
It's
rely
a-
on the
it's
previous
a
work to
cartoon.
understand the new one, you've failed.
Yeah.
Like I had never seen
In one
One Piece
aspect,
before,
yes.
but I
Yeah.
really liked the live action season, and I didn't feel like I had to watch the anime to understand it.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about One Piece, correct?
Yes, I'm comparing it to
Okay,
One Piece,
okay,
which
good.
might
I
happen a
didn't hear
lot.
that.
The One
to be
Piece,
honest.
Yeah.
the One Piece live action series was what got me into One Piece. Like I finished that season, I got really into it, and I was like, "That's awesome! I want to see what happens next." And then I just went and started watching the anime. But
Oh yeah.
this doesn't. So I think that was a pretty good adaptation. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with that next. I don't think this had the same effect that One Piece had.
Well, definitely.
Well,
But
no.
Oh, it did in the
well,
fact. It did in
hold
the
on.
fact that it made me watch the original out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
But,
what I mean. It's like
I wasn't into the show itself.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I wasn't into this show. No,
The effect
not
it had on me is
Netflix's
that it made
Avatar.
me go back and rewatch One Piece.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This show will let you. It's like, so what's the original one like? And it's like, oh, it's better paced for a half an hour show.
Yeah.
Like not even half an hour. It's like 24 minutes.
Yeah,
It's like
super short.
That's
The thing is, the pacing is better. I mean, we're not going to be discussing the second episode at all here, but the second episode, the pacing's a lot better. Everything else is still bad, though. So it at least has better pacing.
So where should we start? Just at the.
let's just
let's
start at the
start at the
beginning.
beginning.
So,
So,
I'd actually say go back to the very first few shots, and
Yeah.
I'll have my first complaint, which is the
Okay.
overuse of orange and blue filter. 'Cause
So-
holy crap, those are the only
Yeah,
two colors you
the
can see.
episode starts and it's like it's the Fire Nation and they're invading Kingdom. They're invading Earth Kingdom.
I don't think that's it because like what I think is going on is that
Wow.
there's an Earth Kingdom soldier and he stole plans from the Fire Nation and he's escaping from a Fire Nation like town.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what's happening here.
but
And-
the prompt on this only says capital city. It doesn't say which capital it's from. Like,
Yeah.
I
if
think
from
it's
like the
Fire
Fire
Nation.
Nation. Oh,
I assume it's Fire Nation.
Because
capital.
why would the guy
yeah, I
try to
assumed it
escape
was Fire
from-
Nation, but
you know-
that was after the soldiers did their firebending. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah.
What-
Oh,
you know what I
speaking
mean.
of
Yeah.
speaking of the firebending soldiers, you have the one who gets knocked over by this random earthbender, and he says the great line of "An earthbender."
Yeah, that was in my notes. It's like, oh, thanks for telling us.
Yeah, it's also
That's like-
because like we don't
That
know.
line on its own, it's like not good, but I wouldn't care about it if it weren't for the fact that it's basically telling of how the dialogue is going to be throughout the entire
Yeah.
episode.
I don't necessarily dislike them doing that because it's like not everyone is an earthbender, of course, but like all of a sudden it's like earthbending is like it's like, well, there's a way to naturally do that.
Well,
So-
I think
Well,
the
the intro of the show, the literal intro of the show shows
Yeah,
what
I know.
Earthbender does, so there's no need for it
Oh, yeah,
explanatory
it's like,
dialogue
Well,
initially at all.
I
And
think
here's what you
the-
do: you have people chasing him, and then it's like, get that earthbender. It's like, yeah, that's what you do. You don't say earthbender. It's like,
I want to
Yeah.
know how
An
this
earthbender
earthbender.
attacker. Find him.
I want to know how this earthbender went into the capital city of the Fire Nation and got plans without earthbending at all,
Yeah.
or
Oh, he does
Yeah, that's a
earthbend.
really good question. How the hell did he get the? Well, I mean, it's implied that's. I mean, not implied. Sozin straight up says he wanted them to get the plan, so then.
yeah.
But
Yeah, but that doesn't
But, like, the
explain
soldiers-
why he wouldn't have used earthbending powers to get there in
Yeah.
the first place.
I was going to
But this-
say part of that is explained, but if
Mhm.
even then, he probably still use earthbending of some sort.
Mhm.
True.
So the Fire Lord wanted them to get the plans, but it didn't seem like the soldiers knew about this plan that the Fire Lord had.
No, not really.
Like it seemed like
It's
the Fire
it's-
Nation seemed like they were trying to kill this man, and I don't know if they knew he had a partner. So
And
what if he
some-
died before he got the plans to his friend?
other friend, yeah,
yeah,
like, what
he's
if
a
he tripped?
friend, and then
Also-
just like
Wait, I
What
like
if he
how,
tripped?
if that's how. Now
Yeah.
I think it's really funny to me now because imagine like this is the first time that like the people in the background are hearing this plan. And he's just like telling
Exactly.
his whole plan to
He
some
Oh
random.
yeah, that's
grunt.
another thing.
he's expositing everything. What did that guy say?
Yeah, so I also find it funny that like when he hands it over to him, it's like, there's a movie called A New Hope, and so when like they put the when they let the Millennium Falcon go, it's like, are the same faithful on board? He's like, yes. And then what does Princess Leia say? It's like, they let us go. But the thing is, though, they don't have a choice. Like, it's now or never, because like when it comes to the Death Star, it's like, which creates a ticking clock.
Yeah. Pretty
But they never consider that in the show. It's like, they could let you get away with it. It's like that's never considered.
Well,
Yeah.
we were talking about how if it was meant to happen and he gets killed by the soldiers, it's like, oh, you weren't supposed to do that. But also, if he kills any of the soldiers, it's going to be like, oh, they didn't need to die. We were supposed to let him get away. It's like, well, why would we chase him then and fight him?
Well, you have to make it
Bob
look.
died because of this.
Well, you have to make it look
Bob
real.
died. No,
Chris,
Chris.
like in New Hope, like soldiers died for that plan because the end of the rebellion was at hand. So they're like, it's worth it because
exactly.
Darth Vader is pragmatic. Like he doesn't care about really the soldiers like at all. So it's like, it's worth it to crush the rebellion.
Yep.
But
that the
So I can't show it, but Fire Lord, it's very pixelated. He lights this guy on fire, barbecues him.
Wait. Do we want to skip?
We skipped a
the
lot.
action?
Oh, we did.
The action
We skipped
kind of.
Chase scene.
The action is cool.
Yes. The action's cool.
no.
And the action's cool at first, and then you realize that the Earthbender does two very slow moves when the Firebenders are near him for some reason, as opposed to doing quicker moves so he can maybe get further away and then use a slower move.
Well, so the first move that the Earthbender does when he's being chased is guards are basically, I guess, spawned right in front of him. So it does like 4 quick moves to basically knock all of them out.
Yeah.
And then later in that fight, he does a different kind of move after he gets hit by fireball that takes so long in order to execute. And but that one was fine to do because the soldiers were, back further. He had time to do it, even though the soldiers had time to do their firebending at the same time, like throw a fireball at him, which they never do.
They don't do it till it's convenient.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also,
They both
I
they
apologize
weren't
if you
firebenders for a
hear
second.
rain in the background. I apologize. It just started like coming down, like in torrents.
Ooh.
Oh my
I
god!
don't hear
That's
it.
so-
It's good.
So, anyways,
So after he gets knocked down, he, instead of running to his friend, getting on a horse, or like making that wall right behind him so they had time to escape.
why not put the wall in front of him?
Yeah, exactly. he then does earthbending to basically throw the scroll to his friend, then puts up a wall between him and his friend. When he had that exact same time to do it, just between him and his friend and the
They
soldiers.
really wanted that self-sacrifice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
And there are
so-
other
it was
ways
a-
to do it. And
it's so
you can
Gets
tell this is the first
infinitely
craft.
funnier, which gets infinitely
Like-
funnier when you realize he wanted them to get away. He's just like, oh, you stay behind? Oh, well, you're fried.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
So-
only reason why they kept
Okay,
the only
so
reason
that's
why they
why
made
they
that
didn't
guy
kill fire.
sacrifice himself
Okay.
is just so Firelord Sozin could then give us exposition, and that's it.
Yes, and this
And so we can get
exposition
Absolutely.
is
real
only.
depth to show how ruthless the leader is.
Also, it's like
they
how
do
cross-eyed
that
he is.
perfectly. They do that fine in the battle, though. Like they do show these ruthless in the battle, at least.
Yeah.
So it's like it's unneeded. You could.
Yeah.
Why not capture him?
Like, this
Like-
exposition scene is totally unnecessary and only for the audience. They could have easily just cut it away to like after he gets burned to a
Whoa.
crisp, and like had the line like, "Oh, that was a great ruse you had, Fire Lord Sozin." They could have just started with that.
Still would have been awkward.
It would have been better than just him keeping him alive for 2 seconds to tell him his plan, then killing him right after.
Why
Yeah.
tell him the plan at all? Why not
Yeah,
just let
exactly.
the guards kill him? Like, why did they bring him before
And
the
plus,
king?
Because because
like-
the audience can't that has to know every
I know that.
detail of his plan.
but this
of
plan-
course, I know that. But
but let him.
it's like imagine that someone gets caught like stealing secrets and they brought them before the Queen of England. Like, what the heck are you doing?
Also, it was prompted by him saying, "You're too late. We've already warned them." It's like, dude, you should not be saying one word right now.
Exactly.
You should in fact
I'm
like
so sick
do-
of people saying you're too late. It's like You're giving away information that you just don't have to.
You say that, and it's kind of funny. It's too late. It's not exactly like a bad line for sure, but it is sort of stigmatized. Like
It's
you
a
need
cliche line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's cliche, but like I don't mind cliches as long as you implement them correctly. Like.
Yeah, I don't think it was fully implemented correctly. This guy seems like I don't know, just something about the way that Earthbender speaks. He seems like, I don't know, it's like weird the way he speaks. He sounds like broken after Sozin reveals. It's like he was it can give him plans. He's like, why'd you give away the plan? It's like it sounds like he was an old friend of Sozin. It's like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like he's being gaslit. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I would make you sound broken more than confused. Like, he didn't sound like, then what is your plan if you wanted us to know about this plan?
Well, what you do is that you imprison them.
It's Zuko.
Whoa! I
Sorry
hear
about that. Whoops.
Oh no, sorry.
Sound.
But like, and this is what you get, the pure honesty of streaming live. But anyway, the whole thing with like, that's why you imprison him, and then like you get all the information you can out of him, and then it's like, and then you do the speeches. It's like, I wanted you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're lying. It's like, am I really? You know, it's like to give him like despair, the pure honest. It's
Or
like,
maybe you could do it another way.
it's like,
Where Sozin realizes the Earthbender won't give any information, so since he's useless, he just fries him, since there's literally no use. If he's not gonna give information.
that's what you do after like a couple of days. Like, you don't do that now. You do it like in the few episodes where you learn that he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh man, like why? Well, imprisoned and stuff like that, and then like he gets the cut for information, and that information leads to like of a village being burned. Then it's like, yeah, see the consequences of their actions. Like, it's kind of funny. That's what Andor does. You know, it's like,
Well, really, they shot themselves in the foot to begin with from like just showing a lot of stuff from the past as opposed to like doing it how the original did. They really shot themselves in the foot if they wanted. Wanted to still in the same episode go 100 years in the future.
I just noticed, like, I think this shot looks green screened.
it is.
There's a lot of
Absolutely is.
You can
like any.
there's a separation between the background and the foreground.
Well, also another thing
That's more than just camera focus.
Something I've noticed about this show is it has an extreme amount of blur in a lot of the backgrounds.
Yeah,
like absurd amount. It makes me question, like, did they not have confidence in the backgrounds?
No.
Or some of them? Not every one of them. Some of them are clear, but other ones are like, well, this heavily blurred.
This is why I kind of compare it to like The Mandalorian. Because like they have that screen where it's a 360 green screen. This is what it feels like wherever they are, because it looks like they're surrounded by nothing, and they have to stare at nothing.
I mean, it's because they effectively are.
Exactly.
Can we also talk about the line, why are you doing this? And then he replies with, because it is our time.
It is.
How do you know that? How do you know
questions.
that? Because of the comment?
Yeah.
So we
Like-
find out. Oh, do you want?
No, I was just like,
Okay.
it's just really confusing line that, like, again, it's kind of, all this thing is like, this is all new to somebody. They have no clue what's going on, because as a fan, not really a fan, but like a knower of the cartoon show, where it's like, yeah, I know who Sozin is because I watched the original, and I know what the comment is, but they expect you to know that, like, a little bit. It's like they want you to know certain parts of the pop culture to this, and I think that shows in the writing of the script, where it's like every show should be someone's first. You shouldn't just. I think it's the writers who had this meta knowledge in their heads, and it seeped in into their brains when they were writing it.
Yeah. Also, here's here's like the shot with Appa was done between Aang and Appa. I can now see why they did not want to put Aang right up against Appa when speaking, because it would have been fucking nightmarish to.
Oh no! It looks like Jar Jar Binks with his with his horn at the end of man, the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
You know those Gungan
So
marching and have those big horns.
right now, then.
Yeah, we can't actually show any footage. Like, I can do like a millisecond.
Screen captures.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, we can't do it.
Like, I don't want to get the stream taken down.
I think the rule on YouTube is so long as you use no
8
more than
seconds.
5. I think 8 continuous seconds. Like I think
But here's the
you can
thing.
use a collective total of more than 8 seconds.
It depends. It depends on the company.
Actually,
Because
here
I've used
I forgot
2 seconds of The Exorcist, and it's like, nah, sorry, you can't do that.
to send me.
After that Lord of the Rings videos, I'm just like.
I've got to credit.
Yes,
I got to
Lord of the
credit
Rings
everybody real quick.
especially
Hold on.
bad. Especially the beginning. Like I tried to use the prologue in one of my videos, and it didn't work out for me.
Yeah, like editing videos is a pain in the butt. Like,
Yes,
especially for a movie channel.
it is.
Well, let me see. I'm looking through the EPAT group right here. I'm trying to add.
Yo.
I'm trying to add everybody in the credits.
EPAT represents. Are we going to cut this out later, or we're just doing it? We're doing Shilling live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't have any like introductions when we.
Oh,
Started.
yeah.
True.
So
True. We'll go
True,
left
but I don't
to right.
have. I don't really have
Which-
anything on my YouTube channel yet, so
You don't have a channel, do you?
We could just mention
I
whether we can cook or not.
technically I do, but I don't have anything uploaded. It's there for
Oh,
when I do have something uploaded.
I've got
I
some
mean,
videos from like high school, but they were like forced. I've got like literally a video of me.
My
eating
channel is in
crackers
my
from
it's on my Discord
2016,
profile.
So.
all right, hold on. Let me. Who?
Don't watch it.
Who,
Don't
Captain
watch my
Falco?
videos.
You know what? Go watch my old videos because they're terrible.
Yeah.
Here,
You
let
want
me.
some cringe to watch? There you go. That's me.
Yeah,
Look at
I
that.
need to learn how to use DaVinci Resolve before I make any videos. That's
There
it.
we go.
Watch YouTube on YouTube. Yeah,
There we
Yes.
go. That's nice. That looks nice now.
on DaVinci.
So
Well, I mean, just so if in case it matters, my YouTube is the same as my Discord name. So if you wanted to add that,
oh, who's
Yeah.
ZeddyBoi.
ZeddyBoi? Oh,
ZeddyBoi.
let me.
Riva.
Actually, let me
This
see if I
gives
can
me-
look you up.
Yeah, it's kind of okay. So you mentioned the blue and like red. It reminds me of Obi-Wan,
Is it this guy?
like from
No.
Disney Plus.
Same.
It was
same
blue
icon.
and orange were the colors that I took primary.
Does he look
issue
like
with.
he has a chihuahua?
It's a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
There it is.
There
I
I
see it
am.
right there.
This one.
Right below the Z. Yeah, come on, dude.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Chubby
God.
Bunny
Oh,
challenge.
look, there he is.
I want to see the Chubby Bunny challenge.
No. We're talking about Avatar. We're talking about Avatar.
All right.
No.
You-
We'll watch it after Avatar.
Reveal.
Yeah, we watch it after.
I'm saving that to watch
glad-
later. All right.
Oh,
You're so.
I had my-
you're so
I had my
rude.
face
on
Okay.
In my Twitch
Look,
streams.
Man,
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
so
I
glad
forgot.
I'm so glad I've privated all my old Minecraft Let's Play stuff. It is some of the worst.
Never. It
content
will
you'll
always
ever
be
view.
there. My first video was Dark Souls 3.
Dark.
Look, I was
Or like a review on it, or just you playing it?
Oh, God.
I was
Oh.
I was doing a Let's Play. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Dang.
And that was on Twitch.
Were you good?
Don't even watch the videos. I was using a different name back then. I don't even say ZeddyBoi.
Tiny Toons. I love the so on Freakazoid, like they want to know who Steven Spielberg's favorite is, and
Mhm.
so like Pinky and the Brain and like the Animaniacs and like Freakazoid are having an argument about which is Steven Spielberg's favorite. That's always nice.
So, all right, we've talked about the opening. So now we're in the
Yes. Let's move on.
we're in the
because,
air
holy
temple.
crap,
We're in
it's
the air
cringe.
Air Temple, yeah.
Air Temple climb.
and
And even worse acting.
Oh yeah.
his,
And we're-
One.
I
Real
I
quick.
just want to real quick.
We also
Does
have
anybody
better
want to say
acting
anything about the intro?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
intro?
I don't know what was said.
It's the
until
blue
now,
and red
so-
lighting of sort of the lightsabers. Like a lot of people love that stuff, so it's like they definitely copied it in the chase scene.
It's primarily blue and orange because blue and orange generally contrast
fire
extraordinarily well.
because like they love the contrast. And here's Aang gliding without a glider.
Yeah,
there's a difference between like say how I don't know, for example, like Tron Legacy does it compared to this.
Yeah,
sir, Aang's hit a second. Never mind.
I don't.
Legacy is such a good.
That's what I don't get is like
magnificent looking.
You've got this
Except for
opening
Jeff
here.
Bridges' face.
You've got this opening here where Aang is flying without his glider, and that's his whole thing. Is like Aang always flies with a glider.
Yeah, because like he can't. You see, it's like in Korra, there's a guy who can do it, but that's because like he has so much discipline under his belt that it was like a rarity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as someone who hasn't seen the cartoon,
Aang does not seem like the most disciplined to me.
Also,
and just to add on to that, we see him use a glider later in the episode.
Yeah,
so
we do.
So why does he have it if he doesn't need it?
This was pointless.
Yeah,
he didn't need to do this.
Here's the thing, I don't him flying like that. It's okay. So he can actually like lessen his impact to the ground with air, but he still wouldn't do it like that. He would do it in like small jumps on the way down. He wouldn't do it like that.
Yeah,
it's like the Force, isn't it? It's not straight up.
Even
flying.
let's say
he needs
to,
air in order to do it, and the higher he is, the more air he has. But still, gravity's a thing, and you can't like cushion your fall all the way. Like
even then, I don't mind. Like, let's look at this from a standalone perspective. Like, let's just say this is standalone. I don't mind the idea of him flying. I just don't like the fact that he practically requires the glider later on in the episode, while here he's doing it so easily.
Because again,
without
member berries and being inconsistent with and they're really going by like the meta.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, as someone who hasn't seen the cartoon, I was immediately like, okay, they've established that the main character can just straight up fly. There are going to be situations in the future where I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he never does. He, as far as I know, at least in the first episode, he never does it again.
Well, he does when he's calling Appa later on.
Okay.
Oh, that's true.
There's one. It's true. He does. Sorry, that is.
Oh, are you?
But
trying to
that's
be like, okay.
one
this
other
is when at the
time?
northern air. I mean, the eastern air temple. Where like, they're trying to teach Katara how to fly with gliders.
Was this?
It's
this was in season 1.
Subjects, but still, it's quite interesting. Anyways, yeah. So we to get back on track a little bit.
Yeah.
You see Aang sort of like go, and he goes from one thing to another. I'm like, okay, I don't mind that because he can slow his descent. But then he goes from the top all the way down, and I'm like, nah, broken legs. Like, not without something like but.
Also, I had a comment that I noticed.
Oh, that's super cool.
Oh, that's sick.
Dang.
Hold on, I want to go back and see that
that
again.
was sick.
That was awesome.
That was sick.
Holy shit!
I love people who love doing.
No,
these
see,
that is so cool.
projects.
That's what we need real life,
swords.
like real life firebender right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the way fireworks in real life, that would not ignite somebody at all.
Oh,
Who cares? It looks cool.
It's kind of funny you say.
Unless they had something flammable on them, like
Because-
heavily flammable.
When you do stuff like that, because like here's the thing, like they wanted all the like bending things to be amplified through their martial arts, like through like each nation. So like that's why you see a lot of like when Zuko has his dual sabers, he uses it in tandem with his fire bending, because it's a part of martial arts is a part of who you are as like a methodology.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of interesting how they went in that direction. So yeah, so anyways, go to your room. It's like,
Is that what he says? He says, "Go to your room."
yeah, because like Aang is like wants to have a dance party in the Fire Nation, and Sokka's like, go to your room.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Yatso?
Yatso.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's
Well,
not
yeah,
move
you
to the
You
bad
are
show.
better than your contemporaries. You are brave. Like, we'll get to
Oh
that.
my gosh. So The
Yes,
dialogue.
because this is characterization, apparently.
Before we get to that part, I had a
Exposition.
comment.
Yeah?
I had a comment that I noticed something interesting while Aang was flying. I think that was the first time we saw female airbenders. Now, one thing I did know about the cartoon is that Aang's tattoos go all the way down his back, right? And we see that with a shot
Yes.
later on when he wakes up.
Yes.
Which is why they don't have hair, so they can get the tattoos all the way back.
Yeah.
But the women have hair like halfway back on their heads, but they still have the arrow tattoos. So how do they have the tattoo go down their back if the hair is still
This is
there?
the tangent part, people.
It's because they.
Here we
It's
go.
because they.
Yeah.
I
There it
guess
is.
It's
Like
Yeah,
like this.
There you go.
Yeah, like that. So like,
They're allowed to
do
grow
they
their hair
not have
because
arrows that go all the way down their back, or do
females. Yeah.
Or do
They
they do
have-
that and just have the hair grow back?
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Probably.
true. How would they do the tattoo? Like if they're keeping
Exactly.
the hair,
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
they can't have it go all the way down the back without removing the hair.
Exactly. And
Well,
why? Yeah.
The hair grows back, I guess.
Yeah, but then why doesn't it
like
grow
that
back on the
long?
front?
Why would it go back on the front then? Yeah. I mean, I guess you would.
I
say
guess they
shave
shaved that
there,
part.
but I don't know. It's
I guess
it
they-
just struck me
I-
as a very strange thing that I.
I guess
noticed.
they really
Why not
need
just
to
have
know
bald
what direction-
women?
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you
Like the
could
ancient one
very
is
well do that.
was like a really good character
Yeah.
and looked
Yeah.
great
The ancient one.
from Doctor Strange.
So
Oh yeah.
Oh
she did
yeah,
look
it's
great.
like
Tilda Swinton.
Genkai from like Yu Yu Hakusho. It's like it's an old lady, like
Yeah.
You can have bald women. It's
I
fine.
mean, I guess that's kind of a comment.
Well,
on the
she's
original
not
cartoon.
bald.
They're, they're, they're not
Like-
female unless they have long
Yeah.
hair.
That's how
Sex.
They're not
Yes.
female unless they have hair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the cancer
That's actually
page. I'm
true.
sorry to
Well, I'm gonna-
chemotherapy patients
someone's gonna
out
take
there.
that out of context. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah. I guess chemotherapy patients can no longer be women. So there you go.
We don't make the rules. That's just how it be.
Yeah.
That's just how it be. Netflix Avatar told us so.
Yeah, you
We
guys
got
set
told
the rules,
by
so.
we got told by our cultural masters. I'm sorry.
So there,
All right,
I'm trying
so
to. I'm trying to
meet
remember
Gyatso.
what happens. So Gyatso is lecturing him on responsibility.
And then he said, "Hold up, yeah, he is. He's lecturing him on responsibility, and he says, quote, there may be some day where you wished you spent more time with your masters."
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
they
die.
hang on
Yeah.
that shot, and they hang on the expressions for way too long. In my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
like-
I mean, half the issue with the pacing in the first episode, it spends way too long in scenes it doesn't need to spend a long time on, and it spends way too little time setting up scenes.
Well, the shots were like at you saying like, yes, this man is going to die. Like,
Yeah, it is the funniest. It is the most obvious foreshadowing,
Mhm.
and it's a good example of how not to do foreshadowing.
Yep.
Doc,
Absolutely perfect, actually. You don't just like with foreshadowing. You want to do it subtly and not like, It would be rather unfortunate if I died right here.
wouldn't that just be a shame, Aang? Wouldn't that be unfortunate?
That would be more of a comedic way of doing it, but you get what I mean. It's like,
Wouldn't it be sad if I died
yeah, there we
like
go.
today,
Yeah.
right after I said this?
Like, wouldn't that suck?
Oh, what's next?
So
Wouldn't it suck if the only good actor died?
they said that they've got all these sky bison flying in.
Just about that, like, they're sort of like continuing the conversation, and so Aang asks a question, and it just gets interrupted, and so it's a pointless line, and that's just a huge pet peeve of mine is when you just have a line in there that serves no purpose.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's part of my pacing issue. They spend so much time effectively saying nothing.
Yeah.
How many are coming? And then cuts to the bison, who are unrelated to the conversation completely.
And then he says, all of them.
All of them.
All of them. And so then Aang goes inside, and then this guy is like, did you tell him what is happening? Or like, did you tell him who he is? And
Well,
he's-
okay, I have a question because this is like my, I guess, well, not my first time know about Avatar. I seen the M Night Shyamalan's
Oh,
Avatar
we
a
don't
long
we
time
don't
ago.
we don't talk about that. We don't.
Yeah,
talk, no,
but-
that doesn't exist.
Yeah, true.
Are you?
That's the first
Avatar
rule of
But
EPAT.
I just want to have a question. How do people know when someone's the Avatar?
That's a good question. How do people know
on?
when
That's a
someone's the
good
Avatar?
question.
So
I
that's a good
imagine
one.
the first sign might be just weirdly proficient at learning bending at an early age would be the first
No,
potential
that's
sign,
not-
maybe.
That's
I don't
not.
know.
That's
no,
what
it's not a
is
thing.
indicated by this episode. Is that like, oh, so
Identity.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Aang doesn't know
Weirdly
how to do
proficient.
any of the other
Wait, there's a
Since
whole
it's that,
hold on. There's a whole article about it in the wiki identifying the Avatar.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Each
Oh,
nation
what
that
happened-
makes the show good now.
each nation has
You-
a method
Oh, no,
of
no,
recognizing
That's a
the.
cartoon. That's a cartoon.
It's
we
the
can't
same
go by
thing.
this.
Come on, it's the same story.
There's an entire paragraph on the Wikipedia that you can look up anytime. Thank you very much.
Shelter with
God,
the-
just look up the
Don't
just
question
look
our
up the
writing.
wiki. You can figure out the puzzle then.
I'm on
they
the
already
wiki.
looked at
I'm
that.
on the wiki. I'm just gonna read this.
If you
Okay.
have to look up the wiki for an answer, that's bad. Like in I'm gonna say it again. In One Piece,
True.
they specifically tell us that seawater negates Luffy's powers, and that's why when he's in the jar where it's getting filled up with water, we can feel tension. Otherwise, I would not know why the heck he wouldn't expand to get out of there.
There was an Avatar named Gun.
Yes,
That's
Avatar
awesome.
gun.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if he was.
funniest one- the one that I found the funniest was Roku, because I use
Roku,
Roku
yeah.
to watch TV.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I do find that
Roku is
the firebending one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
find that name pretty funny.
I don't
Rocky.
find it that funny, but okay.
The
It
first
means 6.
Roku remote man.
the first Avatar was just named One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's how it was pronounced. Was
Fire
just
lion
one.
turtle. It's by the way,
Fire
that
lion
destroys
turtle.
the whole Avatar line because they're trying to make excuses for it.
Well, hold on. I want to know about these.
But anyways.
Unidentified Avatar who was a bounty hunter. Unidentified Avatar who was an experienced sailor. Unidentified
Like, yeah,
Avatar who was a good military
this
commander.
was before the nations were formed. Like
That sounds cool as hell. Why don't they make a series?
Yeah,
on that?
I want to.
Like,
I want to watch a
Well,
series about a bounty hunter Avatar. That sounds sick.
I want to learn about the one who got his lover's
experienced
face stolen
sailor.
by Ko. Does anyone know
oh
what I'm
yeah,
referencing? I haven't
look-
seen the show, but I've seen that scene, and I was like,
Oh,
damn,
yeah.
that sounds like an interesting story.
oh yeah, he's a spirit called the Face Stealer, and like if you show emotion, like when you're in his presence, then he takes your face,
Yeah, and he took the face of like the love interest of one of the avatars,
and like
he tried to kill
and then
Ko.
he takes that face.
Oh my goodness, what?
Yeah, and then he takes that face.
Pretty creepy, actually. It's
Oh, yeah.
surprising, like
Yeah, that's-
they
He's a
did that in
millipede.
PG kids show.
He's
you know,
he's a
Millipede.
millipede. Yeah, he's a millipede.
Yeah.
That takes the You see that woman up there on
They
the
even
far
take
right?
apes sometimes.
That's one of the Avatar's wives. Yeah,
I love that one of the stolen faces is a mandrill.
like he doesn't mind. He just
the
Nah,
mandrill just
he's not
wandered in
concerned
there
with
one
what
day.
See, look at
species
that.
he steals.
yeah. He
That
just
looks like
steals
one of the
faces.
He's not
creatures from
racist.
Hong
It
Kong,
looks
or
like
Hong
a
Kong.
giant. No,
every
I'm not
face.
going to say it.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, I see what you're
Did he
saying.
behave?
Yeah. It's an H.R. Geiger design. Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
He's looking at Aang in this picture. He's saying,
Owl.
"Who do you think you are?"
Oh my gosh. I'm hanging out with
That's
5-year-olds.
terrible.
Oh my god.
Anyways, yeah, it's he keeps switching faces on him in order to like get Aang to show an emotion while he's interviewing him or trying to he's trying to
Yeah.
scare
Make
him.
his face.
Well, I'm gonna assume Aang doesn't show emotion or something like that. I don't know.
Well,
it's,
he does have an exclamation, but it's while Ko isn't looking, and as soon as he hears the exclamation, he looks back at him, and he's
and he's like, I'm sorry, I must go now.
Well, isn't having a stoic face?
yeah,
Isn't having a face of stoicism like emotion
yeah,
technically?
it's a bit, you know. 'cause
Maybe like
technically
I don't
maybe
think
it's
so.
like it has to be
emotion,
some
but-
sort of maybe like some sort of like would be considered more you could have extreme stoicism, couldn't you?
it's about having but
Maybe just
stoicism
like,
is not necessarily an emotion.
I'm gonna say it.
That's fine.
Well, it
Dead
is. It's just
Silence
not.
did it
It's
better.
just sort of like hiding your emotions, I suppose. I think
Yeah.
it's more like expression is what they were looking for.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
so-
actually probably more than likely what it
Oh
is.
yeah, it's
just
kind of funny.
extreme expression.
Here's where Monk Kyatso is like, he's actually not that bad of an actor. I don't think.
No, he's
I
not.
think he's the best one in the episode.
He does pretty well with these really bad lines.
That's
Mhm.
true.
He's
Yeah.
a good. He's a
Really
decent actor.
explicit lines.
He's a decent actor
Sometimes-
put in a bad role.
Mhm.
I think the funniest line though is when he screams out "Aang" later in the episode. He's
Oh yeah, that's,
it's funny, especially. Although I think the funniest line in episode 1 is "Brothers and sisters, we're under attack."
Yeah. That's in my notes too. It's like, dude, you're saying
Brothers and
animals.
We're under
Let me
attack.
go back to my notes.
It's like sound the alarm. It's like, no, brothers and sisters, we are under attack.
He like it sounds like the poor guy sounds like he's having 10 voice cracks. He's going through all stages of puberty at once.
Oh, here's
By the way, we
Zuko.
skipped-
The reason we're here hunting the Avatar is
Whoa,
because my
whoa.
father banished me. The Avatar is the only one who could stand against the Fire Nation, and that is why I am here trying to get him. Oh, we're getting Aang at the Southern Air Temple. Maybe we'll get the scene where the
Yeah,
other kids don't
no.
want to play with
This
him
is the
anymore after
entire
they find out
show.
he's the Avatar. Appa, I don't even understand why I'm the Avatar, master of all 4 elements. I didn't even want to be the Avatar. His monologue to Appa. Monkey Island says I'm special, but I don't want to be special. I just want to be a normal kid like everyone else. And now
These
that
are
I'm the
actual lines
Avatar,
from the
master of
show.
all 4 elements,
Yes.
they won't play with me.
It's close
Scene with
enough.
Aang and Katara, he's probably gonna take her penguin sledding. Aang, you don't understand.
They
The
were
war with the
exact.
Fire
That makes
Nation
it so much
destroyed
better.
everything. Our village
That's-
has no
that's
men
the
because
react-
all the
yeah,
men
that's
left,
the
and
reaction
that
they
is
just say
and
every
Sokka
day.
This is
was
literally
really
the
young, so
same
that's
as the
why he's the
Shyamalan
only
movie.
man
Right
here.
now.
My mom even
Oh,
got
yeah.
killed. Only the Avatar, master of all 4 elements, could that stop grandma with veneers is gonna recite the intro word for word. When the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed, and my
Yes.
brother and I discovered
Oh,
the new
yes,
Avatar.
yes,
an
exactly.
Yes, they
airbender
do.
named Aang. And although his airbending skills are great,
We
he has a lot-
understand.
Understand.
We get it.
We get it.
Oh my! It's
it's one of the most
Just
painful
act like
things ever.
humans, please.
pretty damn good video. If you ask
No,
me.
they don't act like humans at all. Like, okay,
No.
it's time.
They're talking at
So,
each other, not to
all
each
the-
other.
I've noticed that all the adults, like, even though they're not good, they're allowed to breathe and sort of act,
Mm-hmm.
sort of. And while the
Sort
kids,
of. It's the older actors that are pretty decent.
yeah, and then
I
it's
can't
like-
believe that. I
I
can't
think
believe the
young
child.
adults
Hold
are
on.
still a bit of a problem.
Hold on. And then it's like the kids are like, oh, by the way, but did you know that after I kind of missed my home? It's all exposition really fast. It's like they need to crunch as much exposition in a time
It's not really
as
fair.
much as they
It's
can.
like they're
Don't-
kids, you know.
I disagree
No,
with
it's
that.
all
I
about
blame the
direction.
director.
Kid
It's
actors
I
can
blame
be
the
damn
director.
good
Yes.
at their job. There's a
Yeah, they
movie I
can.
watched.
Oh, they absolutely can.
There's actually a movie I watched somewhat recently called Master and Commander: Far Side of the World. Had a decent kid actor in it, actually.
Well,
It's
I'm not
called
saying
Mike
there can't be
Flanagan.
good kid actors. I'm just
Go
saying
watch Hill House.
You have to
Excellent kid
understand-
actors.
Yeah,
Like-
you have to understand who, like, yeah, the girl from Doctor Sleep and Fall of House of Usher was great, but you have to understand the limitations of who you're working with, and you have to either find a kid who's really damn good at acting, which is tough, or you have to be careful with the material that you're giving them. And I don't
Or
think they
just
were
be a
very
good
careful
director.
in this.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
But
Like,
that's
they
kind of
didn't,
what I mean.
they
You
didn't
can
have the
bring out
discipline.
acting talent in kids who don't have that much experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The director and the writer didn't have the discipline in order for them to like. I don't know why they don't. They,
To actually make
they
us
didn't.
feel that what they're saying.
Yeah, because like even
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. You ever seen Children of the Corn, the Stephen King like movie from the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
I have
Like,
not watched
those-
it,
not yet.
but I've
Those
seen
kid
bits of
actors
it.
Yeah.
they're not good, but they're acting their heart out, and you can tell they're putting everything they can into these roles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
If they've
That's
got the
what I
energy,
mean.
you can feel it.
yeah,
Speaking of kids in general, they don't know how to write kids in the new Netflix Avatar at all. Because Aang, I don't know what they do to them. He doesn't act like a kid ever. Really,
he acts like a kid when he needs to be.
Yes, and that's rarely ever. The only time I remember him acting like a kid was the one time in episode 1 he starts running off with his friends. which we're gonna get to that scene
And then
directly.
he smiles.
We already had that happen.
These kids
But
playing.
he doesn't act like a kid, which annoys me a lot.
The
He's
bit
just
where
12 or something.
the bit
right?
where he runs off with his friends, that already happened. We're at the
He's 10.
He's 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
more of a reason for him to act like a kid.
yeah. We're at the
Isn't,
bit
like,
where
a good portion. Isn't a good portion of his characterization that he is a kid,
He's a free
and
spirit.
then he needs to bloody
He's
mature?
an airbender.
Yeah, and from the episodes I've watched in the original cartoon, that's absolutely a big part of his character. He's young and he is inexperienced, and they reflect that in his character.
yeah.
He's like it's not incompetent, but he's still not fully experienced for what he needs to tackle.
The weight of the world hasn't set upon his shoulders quite yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and in the original cartoon, he before even taking Katara to the damn northern water temple, he goes off to just a damn area to where he can ride a giant koi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is and that's how you run into Kiyoshi. But that's later.
That is.
But anyways.
He's a kid who wants to do kid things, so he is more than likely not going to prioritize things as he should, nor is he going to be exactly ultra smart.
He does have a moral system though, because that's what they forgot in this one. Don't worry, we'll get to it.
Yeah. Oh god. My biggest issue with Aang is they make him speak like he's a seasoned monk who's lived for a good while, but he isn't. He's a kid. He
doesn't have wisdom. He's a kid.
And he could have maybe some little bits of knowledge, but don't make him full on monk. I think the issue that they had is he grew up with monks, therefore he is a full on monk. It's just no.
Not really how it happens.
Grew up with
At most, he is a monk in
Naruto
training.
grew up as a ninja. What do you want? It's
At most, he's a monk in training, so he's not going to be fully wise at all.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere close.
That's saying there's no such thing as... Sorry, go ahead.
Actually, a little bit I don't mind in this episode is later on when he's sort of trying to give Katara a little bit of guidance on on waterbending. I don't mind that scene too much.
I was like, how did you know how to do that? It's
airbending?
No,
they could have still done that better.
He doesn't
know how to waterbend. The thing is, I didn't take it as him knowing how to waterbend. I took it as him maybe just general advice for bending in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
How to harness the energy of bending. Yeah, water bending.
Yeah, and he would know that, so he could give a little bit of advice there.
Mm-hmm.
He would know a little bit. Katara would know how to run with it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. He's had no training, and he's at least had some.
Exactly.
Especially in a time when the bending nations were more easily accessible to each other.
It's forbidden to bend, except if you're a firebender under the Fire Nation, where it's that I hate to say, but that kind of makes sense to me. That they just have. Oh, by the way, we're banning bending. What other than fire? It's but anyways, that whole thing of she's there and she may get better at it, but she wouldn't be all the way there because water bending is not air bending.
And I mean that creates issues later on in the episode.
We'll get to those. We'll get to those. We're not there yet.
I'm not going to spoil it early, but it's probably one of my least favorite bits of the episode because it comes out of nowhere. It's played as shocking and it's stupid.
Yes.
Okay.
And
we'll get to it. We'll get there.
The worst part about it is that episode 2 pretends that particular moment almost doesn't happen for some reason.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not.
Happen.
She gets the character in question gets powered down a good bit.
You are the Avatar.
You are the Avatar.
So here's the thing in the cartoon.
You are Avatar.
Okay. They knew that the Fire Nation was going to attack. Because spoilers for the cartoon. I don't care. We're doing a review. It's going to be spoilers. So I'm trying to compare and contrast. You see, they don't actually tell you until you're 16 years old that you're the Avatar, because they want you to even if they don't know, they don't tell you. It's whatever. I know it doesn't make any sense, but because the full weight of that maturity on your own is sort of and has a laid it upon you yet. It's like so they made up a rule. It's like, okay, we're gonna do it when they're 16, when their 16th birthday, and so it's like they had to tell Aang early because the Fire Nation is planning something. We can feel it. It's like there's been like messages and stuff. It's like they're doing something really bad, and so we need you to train right away. But then Macchiato was like, no, it's too early. You need to give him his time to be a child, to live his life without knowing all this stuff. It's like no, we're gonna overthrow you because the Avatar needs to change now. We have to sacrifice his childhood in order to like save the world. So so that's the argument in the original.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of is the argument in this one too.
Yeah, sort
But
of.
like, it's very brief and.
It's not as explored through character, so it's really hard to grasp
it's just said out loud.
Yes, because everything is exposition. Everything.
Everything is exposition. Also, just about that scene, that whole council meeting scene or whatever. How come that one of the guys is shadowed? Why is he a silhouette? Is he supposed to be a bad guy?
Well, this
guy
guy.
is supposed to be portrayed as a bad guy, or maybe this green screen is like it's doing wobbly woobly things.
Is it this guy?
Yeah, I think it was that guy.
This guy right here, who has 2 thumbs and is in charge. This guy.
We're 10 minutes into the show and we're almost an hour into the stream.
Yeah.
Welcome to our high quality stream.
Congratulations.
We truly are a ripoff of EFAP, aren't we? We are.
Yes.
We truly are.
Right now, aren't
Holy, so speedy.
I may have to take a break.
Are we an hour into streaming? Did we
Almost.
Should be 3 hours.
Almost.
in.
Started
We
like
are
51 minutes.
51 minutes. Yeah, we
We
started
really should
around.
be 3 hours in.
Anyways,
I think we might cut it off at an hour just because I've got chores I need to do. But we can go for a little longer.
that's fine. We pretty much already got the general problems down.
Yeah, perhaps we could do a part. Perhaps we could do a part 2 of the first episode.
I don't care. That sounds fine to me.
Yeah, we could do we could do
It'd just be
EPAT 2 for
U5
part-
then.
Yeah.
So the basic gist is
Yes.
we see a flashback of the Fire Nation attacking, and then an Earthbender gets lit on fire and barbecued, and then Aang is a kid.
The only time that it actually burns him.
And then Aang's a kid and doesn't want to be the Avatar. And then the council's like, you need to show him responsibility. And he's like, but he's just a kid, though. Just look at him. He's just a little guy.
It's done in such a really bad way.
Yeah. I also noticed a bunch of the and then style of storytelling as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you
scene to
go.
scene.
And then, yeah, absolutely.
I think the only reason it feels like it holds together decently is because it's running on a narrative that already exists.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Which is
why it
cheating.
felt so horrible for me because I didn't watch the original, so I didn't know the meta. So I was just watching this with.
It's really
felt
it's
wrong.
okay. So in this one, it feels like a military saying this stuff, very strictly. Monks wouldn't talk like this. There's something wrong here. They talk like more generals.
It's trope. It's because they're going by the tropey sort of council style dialogue. That's
Council
it's
scene.
and in the original, they talk like
Must consult with the elder gods.
yeah, they're kind of like, oh, did you get that from Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
No, I'm just taking that from Mortal Kombat in general.
Oh, okay, because that's what happens in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He's like, Raiden's got to speak with the elder gods. So it's
I'm not surprised.
so anyways, in that little council scene, it's like Monk Kyoto is constantly protecting Aang against them because he thinks it's the wrong decision, and he's like a father figure to him, and he's like, hey, you need to you need to lay off this guy. He's like, well, you can't keep protecting him. He will have responsibilities. Like, yes, when he turns 16, until then, chill out. It's like, but it's like they're like the upper guys are stern, but they're not like they're not evil. They're just pragmatic.
They're not silhouette-y figures.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're really not.
What,
Like,
what
they're
was
being
with that silhouette shot? Why are you doing that?
They're being real,
Joe?
is what they're doing. Yeah.
The
Well, it's
whole
like
because like it's the same argument here, but it's presented as if Gyatso is completely right.
Yeah.
When like we know that they can't really afford to wait. If they do need the avatar, then it's true they do need to speed things up a bit.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I don't know why they're presenting it like it's a black and white thing.
Oh.
Because the show can't handle more than black and white subjects.
Because
There
if
you
it's
go.
not exposition,
I mean, they
what did you
we
for
haven't
you?
we haven't gotten to it, but they've like messed up Zuko a good bit.
Thing.
like
Especially
he-
at the beginning of the second episode where you
Zuko's
have
a teenager.
Rich.
Good.
he's like 14 and he's
ran.
like it's like a pinchlet child. It's like
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
Oh yeah, Falco. I think you'd have an aneurysm in the second episode with how they do some things.
Oh, I already saw this giant freaking statue like shining on him, and then they do the Marvel.
I know you.
like,
I know. I showed you that.
I know it's so cringe.
Oh, it gets worse
Was
after
your face
that.
Aang's face right now?
That's a good face.
I'm
I will
supposed to
say-
save
And
the
I'm
world?
supposed to save the world.
I'm supposed to save the world?
This is a
I
good meme.
love-
This is a
I
good
love
meme
Aang.
template. This is a good meme
Sometimes-
template.
Fantastic meme template.
Hold on. Let me get a screenshot of that.
I don't know why,
Hold
but
on,
this
I'll-
reminds me of like the background right now reminds me of something from Mist, but like less, but more.
So
blurry.
sometimes I'll be positive a little bit. Sometimes Aang's acting. Sometimes it's like, oh wow, he's actually like doing a decent job. Like
Well,
he'll
But
make
the directors
faces-
bothered to
like-
give him direction.
Yeah, no, they give
I do not
direction.
blame the kid.
I-
I
There
you go.
really do not blame the kid.
No,
Look
I
in,
don't.
There we go. Look in,
Like,
look in the
definitely
Discord
not.
chat. Look in the Discord chat.
And I'm supposed to say, and I'm supposed to
oh,
save
it's
the
fine.
world.
Hold on. I just took the I just took this. I was like,
Nah, we include the
I
subtitles.
know what I'm gonna do with that now. And I'm not
That
gonna
should be
tell
the new
anyone.
thumbnail.
Whoa! It's a battle of aspect ratios. You got 4:3 and ultra wide. Which one do you choose?
Or 16.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Perfect.
Ain't supposed
With
to
mouse.
save the world. Oh no, we got a whole bunch of them.
If you were going to
God.
change the...
Why are we cloning?
Why are we? How many of these do we?
It should be
We've
that.
got 4 of
We
these.
need as many as
Why are you
possible.
running?
We need as many confused faces as possible.
Huh?
What I'm trying to get through here is like I think the directing is too strict because all the kids sort of act in the same vein of like exposition, but also really fast. It's like they all have the same acting range.
It's exposition
And it drives me
really
crazy.
fast, but also slow at the same time, and they end
Yeah.
up repeating exposition.
Like they repeat exposition like more than once, and they kind of forget what. I think they literally forget what they wrote because they didn't do a second draft. Like
That's the problem with
yeah.
trying to remake something. You want to change it so that it's not just a straight up copy, but in doing so, you often take away the little nuances that made what the original so good.
well, then you make a new nuance.
you
Like,
could
it's-
do well. Why not do something like I don't know?
Examples of what I just said was the Lion King remake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
From what I've seen,
Very
yes,
much
but I have not watched either the original or the remake.
You
of
haven't
Lion
seen the original
Really?
Lion King?
Watch the original.
No, I haven't watched the majority of Disney Renaissance stuff.
That's the
Hunchback of
business of
Notre
worth
Dame is-
watching.
Hitchcock of Notre Dame. Really?
Hitchcock.
Like- Hunchback of Notre
Well,
Dame.
you just gave me a great idea.
Of Notre Dame.
No.
It is top tier. It is really good.
My
Yeah.
favorite's Hercules.
Aside from the gargoyles.
It's strange because I've seen
True.
pre Disney Renaissance stuff, and I've seen post Renaissance stuff, but not Renaissance stuff really.
I love that movie. Like
By post
Hellfire is
Renaissance, I
probably one of the
mean
best songs Disney's ever done.
by post Renaissance, I
everything.
mean stuff like Treasure Planet and
Treasure Planet's so good.
I guess
Underrated.
Pixar is technically a part of Disney. I've watched a lot of Pixar
Yes,
stuff.
they are. Just like everything they buy, it turns to crap.
Eventually, I mean, Pixar for a while was great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but then they
That's
fired
one of-
John Lasseter and everything went downhill. And like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I know John Lasseter was a creep, and I get why they fired him. But Pixar was objectively better with him.
He was a creep, really.
What-
I didn't
Well,
know that.
they said they fired him for getting a little bit too uncomfortable in the workplace. He was like, I guess, hugging staff against their will or something. I don't know.
I don't know
What?
if that's true.
Wait,
don't know
hold on.
if
Why
that's true.
was John
I'm pretty sure I
Lasseter?
heard
It was
Star
sexual
Wars
harassment
girl
allegations,
Dude,
used to
basically.
work
Like-
at
Yeah, it says John
Pixar,
Lasseter
say
was
that.
fired from Disney after allegations of inappropriate
Allegations.
conduct toward colleagues.
Allegations. I choose to believe it when I see it. So,
Yes, because we're totally gonna see it.
well, you,
If it-
well,
Well, hey,
well,
if it
well,
did happen, I
you know
will
what I
feel
mean.
bad
It's
for
been
people
like-
affected, but I want that. I'd want
they
evidence.
fire
to
certain
believe.
people.
Right now,
because
though,
of certain
I'm not
reasons.
on either. I'm not really. I would say I'm not really
Yeah.
on either side. 'cause I know
Unfortunately,
nothing
like-
about it.
Inappropriate
Just be proof,
conduct is
you know?
really hard to prove.
Yeah.
It is hard to prove, but I just need something a little more. It's always a number of people who report, and like how they report it.
Yeah.
and who's
You know?
getting reported.
Yeah, because like they fired people for less, and more. Like, it's like, I don't know. Disney's gone downhill, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Really?
So,
Yeah, definitely.
no kidding, huh?
Wait,
Alright.
really? I'd say probably. I need to rewatch some of the movies I've watched.
sorry.
I want to do a rewatch of Moana at some point. 'Cause from what I remember,
Downhill?
it's a good movie.
It's too good. I mean, like they went down like a roller coaster into hell.
Really?
That's Disney right now.
Yeah.
And the reason why people like Hulu, I mean, it's kind of funny. They fudged the numbers on Disney Plus because it comes with Hulu.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually I live on a government campus. I'm not going to say any more than that. But the Department of Labor blocks Hulu here. Like the actual Hulu, the actual Hulu website you can't go onto. So I bought Disney Plus with the Hulu bundle because it combines them, and that like bypassed the issue. So now I can just watch King of the Hill directly from Disney Plus.
Nice.
Wait,
It's
so
kinda
is,
funny-
is Cinderella? Is the Cinderella remake on Disney Plus right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? It was not. It wasn't there for the longest time.
Yeah, it was on Stars for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, it sucks anyways.
I heard it was
fight
one.
you on that.
I heard that this was one of the few good ones.
This is.
Ah,
One of the
This was
only-
before
You foolish
Disney
fools.
started like pumping out the remakes, like 3 a year or something like that.
Better than
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Cinderella's
here.
better than the original?
I will
No.
throw you out.
Why is that search bar so large? Holy crap!
Of course, it's weird because that means you can watch Predator directly from Disney Plus too. And
The only Predator movie I've watched is Predator 2, and I've only seen it from like
Predator
halfway half
2.
of it.
It's
Chad,
fun.
man, that's
Watch
a
the original
Chad.
though.
I should watch the original. Yes.
Oh, look at that. Really acclaimed. Because, that means something when you have the Mandalorian on there.
We've been at it for about an hour, and my RA is calling, so I'm going to end the stream.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
I guess
we
we
can do this
do-
another
I-
time because
I
we're
see-
short man today.
Yes.
We need to find times where we can like sit here for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I suppose
I'm fine
episode
with
2 will
it.
be more on Avatar if we want to do that, of course.
I'd be fine with doing
Um,
another where we at least finish this episode. I don't know about
Yeah,
the
part
times.
two.
yeah, for sure.
Part 2 of this episode. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because we got through only like a good fourth of the episode, maybe.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right?
say a
20
third.
minutes.
We didn't even get to the genocide.
No.
No, no, we didn't see.
Day.
No, we didn't get to see the lady
Hey,
microwave.
you can't say that.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, I think if we were to do this on like Saturdays or something, just because that's
Saturdays are a good day.
Saturdays are a good day because that's the weekend. Maybe I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Friday night.
That's date night.
I work
Friday night, not so tight.
I work until 10 on
Doctor Who.
most days, including the weekends.
Yeah,
So-
but it's also Doctor Who because the Disney version that's out right now.
Oh yeah, Disney
We
bought.
can-
Don't get too excited.
Disney bought Doctor Who. Fuck.
Oh no,
When?
Disney produced a recent Doctor Who. That's why it's
Oh
on there.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I can
Right.
accept
Remember
that.
Okay. Never mind.
the new David Tennant stuff where it's like, if you were a woman, you'd be a better person.
Oh yeah, that was that's. I'll save that for a whole nother episode because there's so much I could talk about
I'd have
this.
to look into that. I have not watched a lot of Doctor Who. I only remember.
Hang on. Was that, so just a quick question about that. Was that said to the Doctor?
Yes.
His least moral regeneration was the female one.
Correct.
The one that decided that having the spiders starve to death was more moral than just killing them.
Yes.
That
having them
slowly starve to death and also
moral.
infinitely grow so they crush each other.
They brought David Tennant back for like 3 episodes, and then they just said goodbye to David Tennant and then turned the Doctor into a gay black man. I'm not even kidding. The Doctor is gay now.
Oh yeah.
You know
His
what?
first
You know
entrance
what?
Is walking down into a dance club and him like really enjoying it. It's like a gay dance club.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
women and black men are never wrong. They are always correct, especially if they're gay. So
heck yeah.
What about black women?
The big gays.
Oh, they're just right twice over. Like if they're right, then they're more right.
All right, and with that, I'm gonna end the stream here.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's a good way.
Maybe
be a good place to end it.
We do definitely need to talk about Doctor Who in the future, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before we get super off track.
Oh yeah. So thank you.
I would need
everybody.
to actually watch a season or two of like an earlier Doctor Who.
Watch the Russell T Davies series. So that's series 1 through 4.
And he's
is that the stuff from like
Russell is back as the showrunner now?
No. I mean the from the new series from the